decided that we're not going to waste our votes for the other guys because the other guys will not win. So we're going to put all our votes for Weah. Those of us who want him to stay in power, and those of us who want Joe Boakai to remove Weah, we're going to put all our votes behind Joe Boakai. That's how the Liberian people voted. So, to some extent, it was not a rejection of Alex Cummings. It was not a rejection of Teron Gonglo. It was not a rejection of the other candidates. It's just that the people didn't want to bother wasting their votes for candidates whom they believed would not do so well and could not get the job done. Now, and part of the reason why Boakai did as well as he did is because for years, I inculcated and drilled that in the minds of the Liberian people. That if you want to remove George Weah, Joe Boakai is the guy to rally around. Whether you like it or not, he's your guy. He's your guy. For years and years, I kept hammering that message, hammering that message. So much so that lots and lots of people, some of whom naturally would not support Joe Boakai, rallied behind Joe Boakai. Even though today my UP friends don't give me any credit, but they all know the truth. The Liberian people know the truth. If you ask them here, who breathed life back into Unity Party and resurrected Joe Boakai's political career? Of course, the answer would be, what would be the answer? Yeah, but people already know that. So the people did that. Now, George Weah won the runoff. I mean the first round. George Weah won this first round. To be honest with you, I did not expect Weah to do this well. How many people did not expect Weah to do this well? Number one, right here. I did not expect George Weah to do this well. I did not. It seemed as though, especially the impression on social media, it seemed as though Joe Boakai was going to destroy, eviscerate, obliterate, completely decapitate George Weah. I did not expect George Weah to do this well. If you disagree with me, say it. Did you expect George Weah to do this well? No, I did not. And to be honest, I don't know how they did it, but clearly these results show that. Now, to our friends on the other side in the Unity Party, our friends in the Unity Party, who say, we don't need you, you are irrelevant, you are insignificant. These election results, I'm sure by now you are humbled by them. The election results, if they have not humbled you, I don't know what will humble you. You need everybody. Weah won the first round by less than 1 percentage point. Less than 1 percentage point. We are going into the runoff as the winner of the first round is not very good for Unity Party. Not very good. Let's be frank. It is not very good for the Unity Party that George Weah, whom we all have said was so unpopular that the Liberian people hated his guts and would never vote for him again, actually gave more votes to George Weah than they gave to Joe Boakai. A couple of trends we saw. Couple of trends. Who expected Lofa to vote for Weah the way they did? Who expected that? Who? Please tell me. Who expected Lofa County, especially Foya, the place where Joe Boakai was born? Who expected Foya to abandon Joe Boakai? I'm being objective. I'm being very objective here. Very objective. George Weah, what happened? Because everybody thought that UP was going to sweep Monserrate County, but that didn't happen. It did not happen at all. So the arrogance that people have, that you're so popular, that you don't need anybody, that you can treat people who built your mission, your whole political machinery. As far as what the public is concerned, the rescue mission. The guy who built it, right here, Henry Costa talking to you. We don't need him. He's a nobody. He's this. He's finished. Well, this guy has, 7,800 people watching right now. I hope you have learned lessons from these elections. The Liberian people, more Liberian people want George Weah than they want Joe Boakai. According to the election results. The people don't want change. They don't want change of government. They want continuity. Maybe not in the majority, but we have got more votes than Joe Boakai. According to the election results, which our friends in the UP have accepted, of course. Why would they not accept it? The elections were free, fair, and transparent. So wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You are not as popular as you think you are. Because more people want George Weah than they want Joe Boakai. What does that tell you? It tells you that you must wake up. It is a fact. Whether you like it or not. And that Joe Boakai is going into the election, into the runoff as the underdog. They don't have money. We have got more money. We are them are engaging people in the opposition community. They're engaging other players, making offers, engaging. So I want you all to stop with this mantra. You need to change the message for the runoff. The talk of Kush clearly didn't work. The hardship didn't work. Like remember, I used to hardship. There was hardship during Elling time and Boakai time. There were drugs in the country during Boakai time and Elling time. So that didn't work. I think you need to go further into your message rather than just saying rescue, 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 rescue. It clearly didn't work that much. Because you just say, oh, we'll rescue the country. What does rescue mean? You need to go in and explain further. Folks, am I going astray? Am I less objective now? Do you think I'm not objective? You can let me know. Because I told you, I promise you that I will be as objective as possible. Man? So tell me now. So you need to go further. You can't just say rescue, 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 rescue. What does that mean? Oh, as catchy as that phrase is that I coined. And by the way, I should send an invoice, a bill to Unity Party to pay me for my catchy phrase. Rescue mission. Rescue, rescue. But apparently, more Liberians want Weah to stay than they want Joseph Boakai to be president. That's true. So, you need to stop being arrogant. I hope the election results have told rescue, rescue, rescue. It carry you far, but it carry you all that far. And then UP needs to ask itself some questions. Why didn't we do that well why didn't we do well like that in Lofa? You know, I'm going to say this. Joe Boakai may have lost some allies like me and Mr. Yuri. His strongest ally, Benani Yuri. I will put me as second strongest ally, Henry Costa. But because of the decision and the way he did it, by picking Jeremiah Kun, we're all consulting us, absolutely disregarding us, the way he did it. But to be honest, in the benefit of hindsight, the Kun decision helped him. Let's be honest. I say I'm being objective. He may have pissed Yuri off, pissed Costa off, pissed Telia off, and pissed many people off. Youngly and Delon all were pissed off. Don't mind them, they just came back. But, and by the way, Delon, I will send you a bill for copying my slogan from 2017 election. I saw you posted it. You are a corny guy. I will send my man Delon a bill. He posted yesterday. Harmless Kojolobo versus poisonous poison. Delon, you modify my thing from 2017. That I tell you. I know you hear watching. I will send you a bill. I'm invoicing you. I will invoice my man Thomas Delon for using my slogan. I saw it yesterday. I laughed. But listen, if Joe Weah had not beat Jeremiah Kun, and I'm not a fan of Jeremiah Kun, I would never be a fan of Jeremiah Kun. But if Joe Boakai had not beat Jeremiah Kun, they did a different thing with that one round. Let's be real. This is me being objective. I did not support the Jeremiah Kun decision. In fact, The way Joe Bugger did it by cutting us off for 3 weeks, he didn't speak to us. That man didn't speak to us for 3 weeks. He cut us off. He never spoke to us. He made a decision and drove the carriers fire and said, I made my decision, I'm going to dance with the devil. But at the end of the day, it worked for him. Oh. Let's be fair. Manuela, it worked for him. The Jeremiah Kuhn decision really worked for Joe Bugger. But then how much further can it take him? That's the question there now. But I want to be fair. I being fair. How much further can it take him? Because he picked Jeremiah Kuhn, but he lost his bazooka, his biggest weapon in his arsenal. His biggest weapon in his arsenal was Henry Pedro Costa. If anybody believes that is a lie, just tell us it is a lie. So it is the way he managed the decision. Now, some of you don't know exactly Henry Costa vet because Bugger he picked him. No, you think Yuri vets with Joe Bugger because Bugger he picked Costa. You think Yuri, after all the investment in Joseph Bugger all the years, we abandoned everything because of Henry Costa? Do you seriously think Bernard Yuri, a consummate strategic businessman and politician who has made it thus far with tremendous success to show, will turn it back on Joseph Bugger, somebody who invested all the resources in for so many years? You think Yuri will turn it back on Joseph Bugger because he fed that Joseph Bugger in P. Henry Costa, the son that he never had, because Yuri only got daughters, he ain't got son, even though some of y'all say I'm Yuri's son. But of course, I would be proud to be Yuri's son. And while I may not be his son by blood, I am his son, I may not be his son by consanguinity, but I am his son by affinity. Let me use big words. And consanguinity means blood. And affinity means strong attachment. So let's be honest. Yuri did not walk away because Kosa was not picked. It is the way Ome Boakai treated Yuri. But at the end of the day, looking back, Boakai made a good political decision by picking Kuhn. A good political decision. But how far? So the way he managed it, he should have sat us down. Boakai never called me Henry, he always called me nephew. That kind of relationship we had. Let me tell you something. I see them calling me back to back. Oh, Pedro, we need you. You don't want Bailey rescue mission. Can't let's finish the mission. But the mission say I want to kill a mission head. If I want to kill a mission head, then why should I can't? Let me ask you a question. When people, they're my family. And we always treated badly. You all sat on there, you saw Joseph Bugger on a private jet. He and Ben and I were holding Joseph Bugger briefcase like that. Big man like Ben and I, you were holding Joseph Bugger briefcase. We served the man diligently. Mr. Yuri has a back problem. Like myself now, I'm struggling with a back problem. When you get a 7 point in your backside rating, you get just backside rating. Don't take it all the way. I'm just saying. So Joe Bugger knows that. So Joe Bugger leaned over to Mr. Yuri when you're holding the bag and said, hey man, I know your back killing you, and you carry my big bag. You think Mr. Yuri had to carry his bag? They were getting on the private jet. You remember the private jet? Mr. Yuri and Tilly arranged and took him to Nigeria. We did many things. We did so much for the old man. Just because you have new friends now does not mean that you must be ungrateful to your old friends who were there when the others were not there. We helped. Say what you want to say to us. But we were there when you all were not there. We were there in ways. Let me tell you something else that the party did. Costa did. The people treated me like dirt. Those people convinced Uncle Joe that I wanted to kill him. I used to love that man. Y'all know me. I made enemies with so many people for that man's business. Today, all the thing Cummings going through, it was because we fought for Joe Bugger in CPP when he told us that y'all know I can't leave the CPP because I'm the chair now. It will not look good. So y'all my people, y'all do it for me. And we say, Uncle Joe, we will fight for you. We will go to battle for you. We walk out of CPP for Uncle Joe business. I agree. We destroy CPP. Yeah. And my people, I'm sorry. All of you, I'm sorry. The allegation is valid. I'm guilty as charged. I led the campaign to destroy CPP because I thought that if CPP remains and Joe Biden stays in, Cummings was going to use his financial wherewithal to outmaneuver us. And he financially induced the people. Yes, I'm sorry. My people, I'm sorry. I destroyed CPP for Uncle Joe. Y'all forgive me. And then some of you just tell me, my man, forget it. My man, you man. My man, go back to your papa, your papa, your papa. Has my papa ever called me one day to say, nephew, I'm sorry? September 3rd, me and Uncle Joe just exchanged greetings. That was the last time I chatted with him. I'm about to end this video now, folks. I didn't intend to go this route, but I just want you to understand, some of you to understand what we went through. I'm sorry I became very emotional, folks. I'm very, very sorry, but we went through a lot. It's easy when you're not in somebody's shoes. But all you do is you tell them, my man, forget it, man. My man, leave it, man. You don't know it's easy, but I want you to, for a moment, put yourself in our shoes. Put yourself in our shoes. That's all you do. Put yourself in our shoes. Put yourself in our shoes. It's hard to talk. It's very hard to talk. Let me drink some water. Oh, I had no plan to get emotional. You know, remember the last video I did not get emotional, but it's hard to talk for people you've been there for so much. And they betray you time and again, time and again. And then yet they expect more from you. To all of you who've been reaching out to me, I have one question for you. Did you all bring me and Joe Bugger together? No, you did not. Were you there when Joe Bugger and I became so close and he never called me anything but his dependable nephew? No, you were not there. Have you asked him why he hasn't mended fences with his dependable nephew? No, you haven't. But yet you still expect me to come back to support you. And you say we should do it for the sake of the country. But I'm a part of the country. Am I not a Liberian citizen? So do my rights don't matter? All my investments I made, do they not matter? Sake of the country. Sake of the country. Oh, now you want to do it for the sake of the country? But I'm a Liberian too. What did you do for my sake? When they came upon me to lie and malign and destroy me, what did my uncle do to fight for his beloved, dependable nephew? Y'all go tell him that. All of you who have been coming to talk to me, y'all ask my uncle whether he ever picked up the phone one day to call me and to say, nephew, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm sorry for keeping speech from you for 3 weeks while I made the most important decision when I had promised you that you would be involved. You go ask him that. I will say this before I go. When somebody does evil to you and they don't realize it and come back to you to seek your forgiveness, but come back to you only when they need to use you again, be careful. Be very, very careful.